Well, hello everyone. Welcome to today's Hooray, It's Live with Court. Welcome. I know some of you have been trying to find me. I'm a little bit later than I did say. I did say 3:30, but my peppermint dots were leading me astray. My technology led me astray, and everything was just going a bit manic for a little bit. So I'm here now, and I hope that you can all join me. I know that some of the ladies from Craft Group are going to be watching today. So, hello. Uh, I don't know about you guys, but Christmas is fast approaching. It's less than 4 weeks away. Australia Post is getting slower and slower. I don't know what it's like in the other countries, but I do know here it leaves a lot to be desired. So, I still haven't finished my Christmas cards. I do make a lot, I do send a lot. So, I thought, today, I'm going to show you another Christmas card because I haven't played with this bundle yet. And while I was away at retreat, I better turn that off, better I? So we'll just turn off the sound for there and we'll just say, on now. We go on now so they can go and find us. So I'm hoping that this is all showing to everybody, because just give me some comments to say hi, because I did do a video the other day that was for a private group and it was unlisted. So I'm hoping that this one has actually come up as you're able to see it. So we'll see how we go. If you guys can say hi, that would be grand. What we're going to play with, I bought this bundle at the beginning because I absolutely thought it was the cutest, and I did have a relative in mind that I was going to send it to. So I'll just switch over my, hi Lisa, how are you going? Oh good, I need to talk to you later. That sounds a bit of a worry, doesn't it? This is the Sweetest Star bundle, and it's got this really cute little fat Santa, little fat Santa's wife, and a gingerbread. Now, my sister-in-law is known as the gingerbread lady down in Kurnell area. She does gingerbread houses each year, and they are fabulous. And that's coming from someone that does not like gingerbread, let me say, although the lollies are pretty cool. We're going to be playing with this bundle. I've got my markers here. I've got a few different things here on my table ready to go. I did forget one thing, and I am going to grab it. And that is my trolley that's got all my knickknacks and all that sort of stuff in it, because I am going to make a gingerbread card. So, oh, thanks. Yes, got new hair, new woman. You know how it all feels. I'm going to use this bundle. It's quite a cute bundle. It's probably not everyone's cup of tea, but it's definitely mine. But then I haven't used it, so I really thought I need to use it. So what I've done, it's a great price point. It's around the $68 mark as a bundle, and you're getting a pretty cool star punch and a stamp set. It is a photopolymer stamp set. I've been using the Reindeer's Memories scrapbooking kit. I've made a few scrapbooking pages. I've got a couple of pieces of paper left over from that and the Reindeer Days Designer Series paper. This piece of paper in here is my challenge. Hi, Pauline. How are you going? So this paper is my challenge. It's very busy, and I really thought I need to do something with it because it's a nice piece of paper. It's got really cool reindeers on the other side. They're not going to work for what I want to do today, but this one potentially is. And of course, I've left my trimmer on the other side of the table as well, but you know, I can't chew it apart. So let me just grab it as well. Oh. You'll notice there's still a bird cage, but there's no bird noise today because they're outside in their big kids cage. Okay, so trimmer's in. I've got some scraps. So I bought some scraps. So I didn't know what I was going to need. So I've got some scraps here. I've got one of my previous card packs. I just had pieces that I knew I'd need. So we've got some shaded spruce, some basic white, and it has an envelope in it. All right, so we'll start with that. Okay, so my card base is just my normal card base. Oh, hi Sharon. Ah, hi. Hi Heather, welcome to the channel. Oh, I'm talking with bits going everywhere here. So this is shaded spruce. It's the card base is half an A4, which makes it work out to be 21 centimeters by 14.8 and a half or something like that. Cut whatever's easiest for you. All right, so I will have a card in it for that. I've brought over some of my stamping blends. These are perfect for stamping blends. And I've got some spare pieces because I know that I'm going to need them. I am going to do just a basic card front to start with for this piece. So knowing that that card base there is 14.9-ish, it's just slightly less than that. I'll make it 13.9, just so it gives it a little bit of a border around it. And when you fold 21 in half, you get 10 and a, when you fold 21 in half, you get 10 and a half. So we'll go with 10. And that's just going to be a mat. Now you do have to make sure you put it up the right way. That is something I will tell you. That is going to be my first mat. And I actually think I may have cut it too short. But what we'll do is just take a little bit more off the side. I just like it even all the way around. Because to me it looks better then. So we're going to start with this, and that's going to be our starting point. I'll just take that off because my friend's sending me reels and stuff. Okay, how's your crafting going? So with the Sweetest Star kit, there is 8 stamps. This Wishing You a Holly Jolly Christmas can be stamped on something long and then cut down if you like. Baking Spirits Bright goes quite nicely with our little gingerbread man. But May Your Days Be Merry and Bright is nice. This is, if you're not a real snow fan when it comes to doing and buying stamped sets, this will give you a little bit of snow so you don't end up with a whole stamp set of snow. I've got some photos from when we went to Rovaniemi. Laurie might get on here and tell us how long ago that was. It was quite some time. I think probably it was over 10 years ago, but I've still got some stamps. I've still got some pages from that I haven't scrapped. So the snow stamps always come in handy for those. This here is some crumb cake. Crumb cake? Yes, this is some crumb cake cardstock. And the reason why I bought this over is because I'm thinking I'm going to use cookies. Now, when it comes to cookies, they are not white. So to me, they are usually a creamy color, a brown color, depending on how much you've cooked them. So I wanted them fairly realistic, even though there's no way they're realistic. This stamp will need block E. Oh, block D, sorry. Block E is too big. That's this one here. And you can see the difference. Block E is about half the size of your stamp packet, whereas block D you can easily fit 2, and then if you were to thinking about it, you've got this one here is H. H is one of my favorites, and D is one of my others. I keep a block E on the table just so that if I'm peeling things on and off, I can put them onto there. I am going to peel this little guy off. Now these are new, so I haven't used them, so they will need a little bit of conditioning. And I don't know what other ones I'm going to use yet, so I'll just put that over there. When I say conditioning, I just need cleaning. If you could see the rest of my desk, you'd be mortified. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a scrub. This is just my well-used, well-loved chamois. They all come with like a film, sort of like a film on it. It just makes it so that the ink doesn't stick nicely straight away. So I do like to give them a bit of a clean off. Quite frequently, I will just take this thin piece off and wash them on that and then let them dry on there. It just depends on the mood I'm in or when I get them and how quickly I want to use them. Okay, so this, now everyone was asking me at Oh, it's so bright. I might need to put the blind down a bit. I just noticed how bright it was. Let's see, is that a bit better? Yeah, that's a bit better. Now, believe it or not, this is a crumb cake ink pad. The ink pads are lovely, but don't leave them sitting on your table in the sun because you will lose the colour out of the stickers. There you go. Rovaniemi was 2012. I knew she'd be here and I knew she'd remember. We went to Rovaniemi. Rovaniemi I would recommend to anybody. It was it's the home of Santa Claus. And let me say, it was fabulous. Okay, if you want a winter wonderland to visit, it was -30 and Santa was absolutely gorgeous, but it was just next level amazing. Even my, at the time, 13-year-old was quite surprised and quite confused, is probably a nice way of putting it, with the story of Santa. Now, I'm also going to make, because we're going to be baking spirits bright. Santa doesn't bake, he likes to eat in my book. All right. And so we need Mrs. Claus out. And what I do with them, when I've used them, I'll just put them, I let's lay them all on my E-block. There is a bigger block, but I lay them on my E-block so it makes them easier for me to clean later, and I know which ones I've used. Okay. So I'm going to do her on the white, and I'm going to do her in Memento. The reason why I'm using Memento is because I brought over some blends. So we're going to colour her all pretty. Now, I know my sister-in-law is not going to be watching, which is rather handy because this card is actually going to go to her. There she is. Isn't she gorgeous? Good old Mrs. Claus. Okay. So the punch is a star. The star you can use for a variety of things. It does make it a nice fat star. If you search on Pinterest, you will find a whole heap of different ideas with it. What I'm going to do with these guys, you can colour them if you want to, but I'm going to show you something else that you can do with them. Pull out your blending brush. A mini might be the best one, but mine are all over there on the other table. And let's put a little bit of, because no cookie's flat, is it? Just put a little bit, just come from the edge, and we're just going to go around the edge of our cookie a bit. So don't start by working straight on the cookie, but if you go around the edge and make the center of the cookie a little bit lighter, because like, you know, when you get a cookie and you're baking and whatnot. Does anyone else do Christmas baking? When you get a cookie and you're baking it, you're going to get a browner around the edges than you are in the middle, because the middles are raised up a little bit. And you can actually make this a little bit 3D if you wanted to, using your mat, but we're not going to today. So I'm just giving them a bit of extra blush and colour. And I'm going to colour in those pieces there. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to make this work, but that's okay. You do Christmas baking, Pauline. I bake Christmas cakes. All right. Now, this little cookie guy, I thought I brought over blue, but I didn't. Okay. He's going to have some black eyes because what are they, currants? So this one here is the dark basic black. So I'm just going to go where I've got to hold my tongue right when I'm colouring, believe it or not. Because I've stamped him like this, I can't put white frosting on him. If you've got the white watercolour pencils, they will work quite nicely and you can make like a white frosting with those. But I'm thinking this guy's going to need some red buttons and maybe some green frosting, or the other way around. So because we have two, we can do both. This one is cherry cobbler, and I do have the real red here. This here is more real red, so that's what I'm actually going to use. And this one's the dark version of it. Oh, I don't want the brush end, I want the pointy end. Okay, Cheryl. Cheryl's got to watch later because she's got to watch Play School instead. I know what I'd prefer. Just saying. Oh, and then what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to colour these ones here with red icing. And I'm going to give this guy a green, I'm going to give him green buttons. I mean, it could be a her, but you know what I'm saying. And of course, they've got to have a red mouth. Yep. And this one here, this is the shaded spruce one. Oh, that comes up quite interesting on this color cardstock. It's nicer on the red. It'll be nicer on the white. It'll be different on the white. I think just because we've got that undertone on it. But nobody said the frosting had to be white. Okay, so they're my little guys, and we're just going to punch these guys out. Now you will see there is a tiny little edge around them, which is one of the things I like about our punches. If there's a stamp to go with it, you get like a little edge around it. Oh, they're actually really cute. I've got a lady that comes and sees me at work, and she was showing me some of her cookies that she makes for Christmas. And let me tell you, part of me is very secretly hoping that I get a packet because they look fabulous. Now, they're not very shaded. I'm not sure if you can see just a little bit of tone that I've got in them there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit more on them just because I can. Now, I will tell you that this is the other way that I will apply colour. It's a bit like using a dauber, but using the brush instead. I do have a dauber here on the table. This one here's a dauber. But it's up to you what you use, whatever you feel comfortable with. Now, I have a sneaking suspicion because I've just heard the car drive in that you're going to get to say hello to the girls. They may run ahead, I don't know, and they come home and fight for the shower. You know how it is. All right. But yeah, I'm just putting a bit of colour around these because I like the fact that they are. Makes them then look like they've really actually baked them. Oh, they're very cute. So, and the dogs are going to bark because, you know, they only live here, those girls. Oh, I didn't bring, but I can use them to grab some extra stuff. Look, here they come. So, all right, let's just go. We're going to get to say hello to Eilish. She's going to come and say hello.
Hello.
And she's going to crouch down. Lower, lower, lower. And what brooch has she got on today? She has got ice cream.
Ice cream. Rainbow ice cream.
Rainbow ice cream. And she's going to go over there and she's going to grab me the big green container that's got all my markers in it. Yes, isn't she? Because and here comes Maeve. Maeve's going to say hello as well. And then somebody is going to grab me the big green container just there that's got all my markers in it because that would be helpful.
Why would we do that? First of all,
say hello, everyone.
This is blue.
Okay.
Wow, Mum.
Here it comes.
It's supposed to be frosted. Guys, it's blue. It's the same color as my. Well, it's always the same color as my. Yeah, look.
All right.
We match.
It's turquoise, and it's to me, it's a form of green.
It's not green. Oh my god, it's not green.
Okay, they're leaving now.
Oh, you're right,
All
I am.
right. Okay. Yeah. So it does have a blue tinge to it, but it's actually blue. It's green. But it's got all my markers in it. Okay, so I need blonde hair. All right. Let's see what have I got. No, I'm not making a card for gnomes. I'm making a card for Auntie Cherie. There's like Daffodil Delight and hello. And there's Ivory. So we're going to go with a blonde haired cookie maker. Excuse me, Maeve. You're going now. Oh, she's inhibiting my progress here.
Yeah.
Maybe, seriously. All right.
I love you.
I love you too. Now go. See ya. All right, so back to here. We've got a blonde-haired cookie lady. So this one here is Daffodil Delight, and I know that this end is going to be dodgy. Oh, and these are my new ones. I bought new Daffodil Delight because they were dodgy. So I'm just going to put a little bit of Daffodil Delight in a hair. And again, you've got to hold your tongue right. Okay. And then I'm going to colour over the top of it with ivory because nobody said that you had to do blonde hair all yellow. Okay, if I colour over the top with ivory, it's going to have a little bit of yellow in it. And the ivory is going to blend with that yellow to make it actually look like the girl's Auntie Hooray. All right, if I hold this closer, you'll be able to see. Ooh, maybe not. Okay, so this lovely lady is going to be hanging out in I'm thinking she really needs a red outfit, doesn't she? All right, so this one here is a cherry cobbler. I need the real red. So she's going to hang out in a real red. We're going to put some dark real red under her arms, just because we can. And I'm going to put it around her neck a bit. And I'm not using the paintbrush end, mainly because I'm just going around the collar, because that's almost like there's a shadow in underneath it. And the same as under her belt. And then I'll colour the rest with the light one. Okay. And we'll just push that all around there. So they're quite fast. The Stampin' Blends are quite fast to colour with. They're a very nice colouring tool. They make it very easy because there is a bullet point at one end and there is a paintbrush at the other. The paintbrush at the second end is actually quite soft, so you do have to be a little bit delicate with it. If you're colouring gems and you're colouring a lot of them, you will wreck the paintbrush end, just saying. But these colour gems perfectly. Okay, so if you've just got your basic pearls or your basic rhinestones, you can essentially have them any colour that you've got a set of alcohol markers in. So the Stampin' Blends are alcohol. The beauty about them is they dry really fast and the colour stays on your Diamante. Oh. And okay, and we need this sleeve as well. But by doing it this way, there is a bug. Oh, no, bug's gone. That's a little baby praying mantis. Just what I needed. I could feel it. One of the girls must have brought it in. Okay. Oh. No, it's a tiny spider. There it goes. Okay, so I'm going to give her a white apron because I'm going to colour the edges here in green. So I'm just bringing the colours from the background here into the front. I'm not going to bring any granny apple green into it because I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to. That's my answer and I'm sticking to it. Now, Mrs. Claus would probably have these as white, but what do they call it? Poetic license. I'm giving her green ones. A bit like I would expect on an elf. Okay, and I'm going to give her some black shoes. What colour pants should she have? More red ones? And I'm going to give her a black belt, just like Santa's, around her apron. But yeah, I'll give her some dark pants. They haven't been in the sunlight as much as the top. The top's got a bit of fading happening because it's a little bit lighter. And we're going to put on some gloves. Now, There is a couple of colours that you can use for skin colour. That's the 700. It seems to be the lightest, but it's still very pink. This one here is the 900. Oh, that's a bit better. And this one's 1,000. So let's see what it does. All right, so 1,000's it. So I'm just going to paint her, put some colour on her face a little bit. Now, I haven't done a lot on her face, and I will use this is the, what do they call this? Yeah, they do look like sumo wrestlers, Chris, that's for sure. This is the colour lifter. I call it the colour shover. But what it will do is push away colour. So where I've put that 1,000, they're all the ones that you can use for skin colour. Where I've put that around the edges, I'm just sort of pushing it away a little bit so that it actually gives her a face that's not stark white, but it's also not pink. All right, let's put some mittens on her. She can have some yellow mittens. Just because she can. She's still pretty cute. Now, if you wanted to, you could stamp some stuff on there, snowflakes or whatever. But I am going to punch her out, and I'm going to leave her the middle of her apron plain. The Wing Costello would actually look really smick in there, I think. And there's Mrs. Claus. Okay. Now, if you wanted to make Mrs. Claus be a cookie, like your other cookies, you can add a little bit of cookie color to the edge of her as well. Okay, it just again takes away some of that whiteness. I've already got a whole heap of color on here, so if I huff on that, that will actually make that color come out a bit. Okay, all right, so we've got those pieces. Let's put all these to the side. Now, a couple of the other scraps that I had, all right, I had this piece here because I made a scrapbooking page that was all flags like this. So I'm thinking that that's, and it's not from this one is actually specifically from the Reindeer Memories, the Memories pack. So for the scrapbooking, so you'll see it's got snowflakes on that side. This is not in the reindeer paper that everybody is buying, just the reindeer paper. So I'm going to put that on there. This piece here, which I love because I love the bells. That piece there is from the reindeer paper. You can get it in the reindeer paper as well. So, and that is one of my favorite pieces. So I'm actually thinking that I might make another flag of that. And then I've got all these strips from where I was cutting up a few other things. So I don't know what we're going to do with them, but we'll see. Because what I'm sort of thinking is that I might put May Your Days Be Merry and Bright up there, or Baking Spirits Bright can go on a little tag there, because then these guys can be my I've been baking things. What do you reckon? Oh, they're so cute. Oh, don't mind me. They do look like, I just can't get over them, Chris. They do look like sumo wrestlers big time. All right, how did I do this flag? This flag was very easy, and I'll do another one the same. What I did was I measured my piece. In this case, it was 2 inches. I cut 1 inch up the middle here, and then I just cut from point to point. Because that piece is already done, I can do this. All right. Nobody says you have to reinvent the wheel every time that you do it. So don't. Okay, you just want to make that the same. And there we go. Now, I haven't decided how short I want this one, but I do want this one on the top because it's plain and I've got such a busy background. Okay, so that will mean that this one here has to be a little bit longer than that. So I know that my card front measures 14. So I'm going to have my tips come out at about 13 and we'll see what that looks like. All right, because we can cut it off if we need to. Okay, and then somewhere here, I've got this. Okay, so it's up to you whether you stamp straight on here with and do and however you do it. Like, it's up to you whether you stamp straight on here and make that so that your sentiment is on here with embossing will work. But my embossing stuff again is I haven't unpacked from my weekend away, I will admit. So my embossing stuff's over the way there, including my heat gun, and I don't want to have to go and get it out because that will take up your time. And you guys don't want to hear me running around getting more stuff because I wasn't so organized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another flag. So we'll make a smaller flag. Now, Baking Spirits Bright is approximately, it's just shy of 3 centimeters. So we're going to start with that, and then we'll go from there. Okay. And because of what I've already done, and how I've done Mrs. Claus with her black belt, I'm going to bring in the black to make up my sentiment. Okay. So I'm working on the fact that this hasn't been cleaned. Just rub it off there a bit. Let's see how well it stamps now. Much better. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Okay. I want to bring in, so my predominant colors are red and green. And then as a third color, I've got a little bit of black, and I want to bring that black in. So I'm just going to stamp my Baking Spirits Bright on here, using my lines on my glass mat as a bit of a tool. I was just going to cut that straight off. And look, you can, but it's not very, I can tell you now, it wouldn't end up straight. It'd end up very, very crooked. So let's go on over here and score it. Whoopsie. And then again, we'll do the same thing. Up the middle, point to middle, point to middle. All right, Baking Spirits Bright. I've got, and that's why I was late, on my table somewhere. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff. If only you could see it. And it's funny because the girls don't get to see it. Lol does. But the girls don't get to see it because I clean it up before they come to class. These guys, these have been in and out of stock since they started. They are popular. They are cute. This is my second packet. I love them. And these are peppermint, real red and white adhesive baked peppermints. They just look like peppermint candies, and they are the cutest. Okay, so you're going to go on there, and I'm going to put that straight on. Now, if you wanted to, you could stamp these snowflakes. Actually, I'll do that. I'll show you. It just takes a little spider's running around here like he's having a lovely time. Okay, just using, I didn't bring over the color I'm going to need. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use my crumb cake. Crumb cake is a fairly neutral color. Well, it is one of our neutral colors, but I'm going to stamp along the edge here. And I don't do snowflakes, but I do texture. And I love a little bit of texture. I don't like, I do like, but you know, I like it when my cards have got that little bit of texture around the outer edge. So it's really hard to see, but it's subtle. But because I've done it with the crumb cake, it won't disappear into it. You can do tone on tone, but I didn't bring that color over. So that's why I didn't do it. And it just changes. It's instead of adding, because you'll see, it's instead of adding another mat, it means that I essentially could have cut this smaller, but I'm not going to because I need that. I want that there at the back. The reindeers are cute, but so are the other bits. Just pop some glue on here. I'm actually sticking this bit down flat. I do like to have a mat on my cards. It's just the way that I make them. Okay, so let's go putting this together. The other thing that came in this range that wasn't part of the memories kit but part of the whole reindeer days kit was this, and that looks like candy cane as well. Okay, that glare's gone away. I could actually, no, I'm going to come in here. So just trying to think, do I want to put that one on first and then put this one? Actually, yep, that's what I want to do. So I'm going to put this one on first. Aren't they the cutest? They don't work on this card though, but that's all right. We'll stick them on. Make sure it lines up nice up the top. And I'm not using any dimensionals yet because I'm going to use dimensionals under my cookies, for want of a better way of putting it. Put this one on here. Now, is that one going to go on there like so? I'm thinking that it might have to. Oops. Oh, they are so cute. But I think that needs a bow on it. So there's a couple of different ways that you can put a bow on there. You can stick it with a glue dot, or you can tie it around it, or you can tie it around something and then trim it. Now, because this little piece here, I'll often use a block to tie a bow around, but because that is little, a pen is what's going to work the best here. Oh, going out to dinner, very nice, enjoy. The other thing that works perfectly is your, this is your take your pick tool. I've got two different things that you're used to seeing on here. So when you want to tie a bow, there's a couple of different ways that you can do them. Now, I'll quite frequently just wrap a piece of string around, tie a bow, and just stick it on there, tie a bow around that piece of string. You don't have any choice as to where that bow is going to land. It's going to land where it wants to land. Doing it this way, you actually have a choice as to where your knot lands and the direction that your bow is going to sit, because you can force it into submission. You can also change how big it's going to be. It's all stuck in the brush there. Take that away. Right, but then I've got this bow that's essentially tied around here. Doesn't need that long a rope. And I'm just going to slip it off. Oh, I forgot, the take your pick tool's grippy, so you have to use a bit of oomph. And then I'm just going to pull that nice and tight, that bow, just to make sure it's not going anywhere. Then with this loop, I'm going to cut it in the middle. Okay, so I've kept all of my knots and my bow bits on one side of my hand, and I'm just scouring across my table looking for my double-sided adhesive, but I can't seem to see it. Yes, okay. Well, this is going on with dimensionals, this piece. So I'll show you a trick. This piece is going on with dimensionals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that around there like so. And I thought I was sure I had tear tape on the table. I used it yesterday. Oh, fuddy-duddy. Oh, there's a bigger spider. Okay, no worries. All right, let's use 2 mini dimensionals. And I'm just going to stick that one on there. And that one on there. And then I'll put normal size dimensionals on the rest of it. Okay, so they're essentially going to be holding that down, and then these guys are sitting on here. And the other take your pick tool has developed some legs, so I'll just turn this bit around. Yeah. Oh, we don't know who that is, but that's okay. And we'll just take off these little pieces of paper. Yep, that one came off. And then this one here is going to sit up here like so. Now, if your bow ends up where you don't want it, you can force it into submission with a glue dot. Just saying. Wouldn't be the first time I've done it, won't be the last. Okay, so now to put a glue dot underneath there, just so that you know, the glue dots, if you just grab it with your pick tool and stick it under where you want that bow to land, you can then make it sort of sit there like so. Okay, all right. Oh, it's on there crooked. Hooray won't notice. Shh. Okay, so because we're going to have 3 cookies on here and only 1 cookie can sit higher than anybody else, or 2 max. All right, and we're making it look like Mrs. Claus has done some cooking. We're going to stick her on the top. These two are going, this one here is going flat because that there is raised. Stick him flat. This one here could go on dimensionals. Depends on if you're mailing it or if you are hand delivering it. And you'll notice that the flag sort of matches Mrs. Claus's crutch, for want of a better way of putting it. So it's up to you whether you put this on dimensionals and her, depending on how thick you want the card. Because I'm mailing this one, Australia Post is not very thick card friendly. They have a tendency to chew them up. So I am putting her on. I'll put her on with dimensionals, but I'm not going to have 2 layers of dimensionals. It's just going to be the one. And that is probably a very excessive amount of dimensionals, but that's okay. Oopsie. In the kit that comes with there's another little kit that you can get with this. I've actually got it there, I'll show you. In the kit that comes with the knife, this one, these are cutter tips. What I should have done is taken this one out. And, oh, wrong one. This one here, because that's a better tool for getting off those dimensional backs. It's also a great weeding tool for those crafters that don't only have card making as part of their agenda, but also have something like a cricket machine or something like that. There you go, Mrs. Claus. You're looking pretty smick there. That's really going to annoy me that that's not straight. So let's see if I pushed it down too hard. The flat end on here will actually prise off our dimensionals quite nicely, especially off designer series paper, because it's got like a coating on it. So we can just shove them up that little bit more. Okay. Now, what about our envelope and our inside? Well, I think that they need a similar sort of treatment. Okay. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Yep, no, gone. Well, let's put our jolly old Santa Claus in the middle, just because, oh, keep going and opening that when it's not even in there, just because we can. So I'll just stick Mrs. Claus over here, and let's have a Santa. Now, because I'm doing a inside part of my card, that means that I can, and I'm not going to do all of him, I'm just going to do a little bit of him, but that means that I can also make it so that because there's nothing on the back, it's not going to go through. All right, if you were my memento, where would you, oh, there you would. I was going to say, where would you be? You would be there. Jolly old fat man just in the corner. And you know what? He's going to pop in on the corner of the envelope as well. Now, when colouring in your envelope, can I advise that you pop something into your envelope to stop the, I just need a cloth, I need a helper. Okay. I was just about to try and use my skirt, but that's not going to work. Where's my sponges? My cleaning thing gone? There it is. Found it. Stop looking. Okay. Whoop. Just get these off because I don't want it to land all over the back of my envelope. So with your envelope, you will need to stick a piece of cardstock inside of it if you're going to colour it with Stampin' Blends. The reason being is they do bleed and they bleed to the other side. So just any piece of cardstock, it doesn't matter. Santa Claus is in his red finest clothing. And I'm not going to try and blend him too much. I don't want to spend too much time on the envelope. I'm just going to colour him in. Okay. But it's nice to have a decorated envelope. I lost his hand in that stamping. I don't know what I did to it. But never mind. He's handless. I'll just put a black glove on him. No one will know the difference, will they? You know what? Auntie Cherie won't care. She'll just be so happy to see him. And we'll give him a red hat. Okay. And down here. And while I've got this one out, I'll just do the same over here. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time colouring him in here because he's not my feature. The one's on the front of the feature. And look how quickly that brush colours. And a little bit over here and a little bit in the hat. Okay, he's very cute. You could put a bit of Wink Stella on his beard and make it all shiny, or on his hat. Put it on his hat. And there. And his sleeve. And you can even do that on the envelope. I don't think Auntie Cherie will notice, to tell you the honest truth. But that's okay. Mrs. Claus needs some glitter in her hair. What do you reckon? Yeah, there she goes. And on her apron. Just a little bit. Just subtle. Okay, so again, we're going to use the lightest colour here, which was 1000. No, that's ivory. You can have an ivory nose and ivory ears because they're a little bit pink. Nose, ears. He's going to have black gloves on because Santa wears black gloves. I'm going to use pointy end. And look, where this one didn't work, no one is any the wiser, okay? But he needs a face that's not bright white. There it is. Okay, we'll just give him a little bit of colour to his face. Okay. And I've just realised I stamped the belt and he's had a bit of sun, this Santa. I stamped the belt on this one. So let's go with the belt. And because I don't have any gold, it's going to be good old Daffodil Delight. How cute is he? Now, we put Baking Spirits Bright on the inside, on the outside. So I'm going to put Sweetest Wishes on the inside. And I'm going to put them down there near Santa. And the reason why I'm putting them down there near Santa is because, and I think, should I put them, what colour should I use? Let's just use black. Memento, where did you go this time? I need to put my ink pads in the same spot. Okay, sweet wishes. I didn't clean it. Oh, it still looks good. Okay. Now, this is going to go on the inside. You could put some of those snowflakes on the inside if you wanted. But see what I mean by bleeding? You don't want that on the back of your envelope. So that's why I put that piece of paper on the inside. It's just because the way the ink works. And if you were to push the ink through with the color lifter, it will be even more so. Okay. Now I think we need some candy dots because we all love peppermints, don't we? So let's just go with some peppermints. Now, keep in mind, these are on and off the list as available. So if you see them, grab them is my suggestion because they are just the cutest ever. Oops. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different, 3 different sizes. 3 different sizes in there. Look, you won't be disappointed. They are so stinking cute. Okay. There we go. There we have one more Christmas card added to my list with, as my friend Chris says, my sumo wrestler stamps. This is a really cute bundle. It is available through Stampin' Up! With the currently in the mini catalogue. I'll give you the heads up. I don't know what's on it, but this catalogue ends at the end of December, beginning of January. So it actually goes until the 6th of January. So, but at the 3rd of December, if it's retiring from this catalogue, it's going to end up in the last chance. So if you really want this bundle, my suggestion is that you get it sooner rather than later, because once it lands in last chance, it's while stocks last. If you see the peppermints, once they land in last chance, if they're last chance, it's while stocks last. Just so you know, anything that's in here that's retiring, anything that's on the online only list that's retiring, will go in the last chance thing list on the 3rd of December. If you have a big list still, consider joining. It's $169 to join, and you will get $235 worth of product. It's just something that you need to consider. So I'm happy to stamp with you. I'm happy for you to come to my classes. I'm happy for you to join my team. Welcome everyone with open arms. It's all up to you. But once the things go live on the last chance list, they are first in best dressed. Don't know how many there are in stock. What you might see is if it comes up as currently unavailable, they're obviously getting some more stock in because shipping times depend on, because everything comes by ship. Shipping times depend on what's happening at the ports and what's happening out to sea. So there may be more stuff coming, but there may not. Don't risk it. If you see it on low inventory or you want it, grab it while you can. I will be posting, I will be sending out a newsletter on the night before, the 2nd. So that's a Tuesday, I think. If you are not on my newsletter list, please hit subscribe so that you ensure that you get it. Then that way it will take you to the online store and it will share all of that information. The other thing that will be on that newsletter, and that I will post on my Facebook group, so those people that are watching this on replay on YouTube, you might want to link up to my Facebook. It's Courtney Houston Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And that way you can actually make sure that you get all of the latest information as soon as it's coming through. If you do that, you can load up your cart the days leading up to it. When you've loaded up your cart, if you click over on the 3rd of December, as you open up your cart, all the prices will change if that item is on the last chance list, and you will see it there and it will all be ready for you to press send and check out. Okay, just a little tip. On that note, I am working next Thursday, so I will potentially I'll let you know, I'll either be making a video beforehand for you, or I'll see you live on Friday, or both. I don't know yet. We'll see how we go. So without further ado, thank you all for joining me. Have a fabulous evening, and I'll catch up with you all later. See you later. Happy Christmas card making. Bye.